Alrighty, and we are back with the Adventure Media podcast. We are at check-in day for Old Unreal Adventure 2025. Everybody's been teched in, and we have some very special guests here with us today. We've been doing our subscriber interviews, and next up here is Ross Houk and Adam Winslow. That's right. I only remember so many things in this pea brain head of mine, one at a time. And so Ross has this beautiful specimen behind us. Ross, I guess first of all, where are you from?
Fort Collins, Colorado. That's where I live.
Okay. And Adam?
Same.
All right. And tell us about this beautiful piece of international machinery behind us.
Well, thank you for the flattering introduction. It's a 1971 Scout. I got the Scout about 15 years ago. My son was 1, and I was going to need a bigger family vehicle. I've been an international fanatic for a long time, so I found a Scout.
Okay.
Back then, they were kind of cheap, and they were kind of ugly.
Yeah, nobody wanted them.
The Scout has evolved with me and evolved with my wheeling and where I like to go and the adventures I like to go on. So it's been a build over time, and it's pretty time-tested. So very excited to be invited this year to join Unreal Adventure.
That's awesome.
So when you say it was you needed a bigger family vehicle, was this your daily driver? Like when you went to get groceries in and take your kids to school? Or
No, it was never my daily, and it wasn't intended to be my daily driver.
bigger toy?
Bigger toy. Yeah, I had a Samurai. I had a sprint over Samurai on 30-inch tires. Was running Pritchett, was running big trails.
Oh, nice.
Had that for 9 years in that form, just with 30s, and wheeled everywhere in Colorado and Utah. But then I was having kids, and our first wasn't only kids, and now we have 3, and the Scout fits the kids and me, sometimes my wife.
Yeah.
It was a 5-seater for a while. It's not a 5-seater now because my youngest is now 6, and he doesn't fit in a bump seat. But ultimately, the Scout allowed us to still pack enough for the picnic and enjoy the trail.
Nice.
Well, that's cool.
Nice.
I love those stories where like the vehicle grows with the family.
Yeah.
Becomes part of the team.
So give us the quick and dirty rundown on the specs of the vehicle.
Quick and dirty rundown. It's a Scout body and a Scout frame at this point. It's a Hemi 5.7 motor, so modern fuel injected, adequate horsepower somewhere in the 300s. The transmission's a 545 RFE, which is out of a Grand Cherokee, so really pretty common transmission. Not maybe the most robust, but it's been really reliable for me. I went to Offroad Design for a Magnum underdrive and MP205 combo, and that's been extremely reliable and obviously very robust.
Sure. You're not going to break that.
I set that all up when I did a 9-inch rear and a Dana 44 front. Those didn't last very long with the Hemi power. So now it's sitting on a Dana 60 front and a corporate 14-bolt rear, geared with 513s and Detroit lockers. It's really pretty much a tried and true recipe that I learned from the early days of Ultimate Adventure and watching the channel and just reading the magazines for years and years. I stuck with what was proven.
Nice. So obviously you've told us a little bit about, how the Scout came to be and everything. To me, obviously I have an 80, and it was really kind of one of those, Goldilocks sort of scenarios where I started with my rock crawling buggy, which ironically I have with me this year, but it was like, oh yeah, super cool, but it sucks to live out of for a week because you have no room. And then I went to a Blazer, and Blazers have all kinds of room, but they're really big and they have big corners and they're long and wide and stuff like that. And these things are just right. They're right in the middle. They have an adequate amount of space, but they're compact enough. And so, yeah, no, I believe in the platform for sure.
That's been a good one. I'm not really a Jeep guy, but I live in that space. I work at a shop. We work on a lot of Jeeps. I've never been a Jeep guy. Always been an international.
And I find that interesting about you, that you're not a Jeep guy, especially because you're in the heart of Jeep country down there in Colorado. And I know the shop you're running is that's got to be pretty much all you do all day, every day.
We do an awful lot of them, and there's a good reason for that. They're pretty stress-free off-road vehicles.
Sure.
My life might be more stress-free if I was into them, but I'm not. I'm into this. And this is,
You got to earn
today more work.
You got to earn it.
That's
That's
right.
cool. That's cool. So I guess going back a little bit further, how long have you been a fan of this event?
That's a great question. A long time. 1999 is really where it started.
I've been the first one.
I was an avid reader. As a 13-year-old kid, I'd been in the hospital 13 times. Every time I was in the hospital, somebody brought me a magazine. And I'd say, bring me one of the 4-wheel drive ones. So I read every publication that these guys used to be editors or contributors to. And now I'm hanging out and wheeling with them. And that's really exciting. So I have been an avid subscriber, follower, reader since the beginning.
You're making me feel old right now.
Yeah, 13. Huh? Yeah, well,
13 and 99.
No, I didn't call you old.
I understand. But no, I appreciate that. And you had some kind words for me earlier about that too. And that made me feel good. I mean, basically, he's longtime magazine dude, and Christian and I
there
were
not many people who even know like what 4-wheel and off-road was anymore.
Yeah,
But
it's
inside
sad.
of YouTube and everything else.
That's sad. But Christian and I were very much lived in that world for a very, very, very long time. You much longer than I.
Yeah, 25 years to be working there, and then another 10 before that reading.
Yeah. Then same. But
A lot of miles under those stars.
indeed. So let's see. What is your worst brake story, and how did you overcome it?
My worst brake story was the bomb pop incident. And yeah, that's a 2-part story. My first iteration of the Scout build, most of my parts came used from the Offroad Design back lots. A friend of mine worked for Stephen Watson and would say, hey, Stephen, can I sell these springs to Ross? So I bought used springs, I bought used axles, etc. I had a Ford 9-inch in the rear and a Dana 44 front, and they went bomb and pop at the same time. The 9-inch nodular center section literally rocketed out from under the vehicle at the same time as the front axle wheel joints both broke.
A nodular. Wow.
It just extremely
Violent
fashion on a nothing obstacle with quality driving, and let's just let go. And
That's a walk home. Usually,
it was a long toe out.
Gotcha. So obviously you are a longtime follower of this event. Do you have any expectations? I mean, you know where we are. Do you have any expectations? Well, and I guess I should ask, have you been in this part of the country before with your rig?
No, I have not. Colorado and Utah is my stomping grounds, and I have not wheeled anywhere outside of Colorado.
No kidding. Okay.
So this is all new for me. We are not in Colorado or Utah, and I'm ecstatic about that. I'm getting to see all new kinds of stuff already, even on just the drive-in.
Nice.
As far as expectations, I'm pretty open-minded, but already the camaraderie and the advocacy for this sport has exceeded my expectations.
Cool.
Hearing stories of guys that have done this all of the years of UA. And just, I've been asking questions. What was your favorite UA? And some of the answers I got was, well, the year I brought the right vehicle. And then that story just went deep, and I'm just like, man, this is incredible. So my expectations have been met and surpassed.
Nice. Well, we hope to exceed them. We haven't heard much from your co-driver.
How did you get the nod to be co-dog on this?
I really am newer to wheeling. I started maybe 5 years ago, and my introduction was Ross brought me into Moab in this thing in the dark for a trip, and he's like, how about we do a trail? I'm like, yeah, let's do something. So we jumped on Hell's Revenge in the dark, and I was terrified and also instantly like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. And so we've been wheeling this thing together quite a bit. We do a lot of trips into, in good weather kinds. And like probably 2-3 trips a year to Moab, and then Ross does like a week-long trip through Colorado.
Cool.
Been on all of those, and
So you're just buddies. You're not like a hardcore.
no, man, I'm kind of the guy here who doesn't know anything.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
I've learned though. We lost a drive shaft on the sand hill behind Moab Rim a couple of years ago, so took it out. We towed out, or we came out in front wheel drive, and then you put it back in, fixed it. Oh, that didn't work. got a new one put in. So I've gotten a little bit of wrenching time. I know the Scout pretty well for a guy who doesn't actually know the names of all the parts and the pieces.
But you know, there's a lot to be said for having the right company in that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially, you seem like a pretty chill guy, but you know, sometimes the bubbles just use the surface or whatever. And it's sometimes
a week when like the pressure's building and things might not be going exactly right.
Yeah. To just have the guy, it's like, dude, it's fine. It'll be, you know, especially like if you experience a problem or something like that. I'm not saying that's the case or anything like that, but just having somebody that's like, dude, it's okay. We got this, you know. Is that was that the reason he got the nod versus maybe one of your other guys? Or
Adam's gone on several trips with me. Well, more than several, really. You know, it's been like 5 years we've been wheeling together, and he's just really enjoyed this hobby, and he's committed to like getting better at it. He's worked at that. He's gotten really comfortable in my Scout.
Nice.
And it's pretty unusual to actually have a co-pilot that likes to drive and drives really well. He drives the Scout. What we do is we switch days. So I drive on a Monday, he drives on a Tuesday.
Oh, cool.
He got the big boy trail last time. It was Coyote Canyon and Moab, and that was his driving day. So he had to drive this heavy girl through Coyote Canyon, which is a lot more comfortable maybe for your vehicle than it is for a fully loaded vehicle ready for 5 days of camping. But Adam's just proven to be a great driver. So he can drive the truck, the trailer, and the Scout. And that makes it way more enjoyable for me. I'm not doing all of the work.
Okay. All right, cool. And I imagine you're also pretty handy if things go sideways.
Yeah, I'm a tradesman. I'm an electrician, so I don't know cars, but I know tools. So.
Working with your hands, it all translates for sure. All right, I think that pretty well covers it. Christian, did I miss anything?
You're well versed in how to use this thing off road. You know, I'm excited that you get to see some new scenery and visit some new places that you haven't been in this thing. So. Looking forward to wheeling with you for the week, both of you.
For sure.
I'm super excited, man.
Awesome.
I don't know if you guys remember. This is my 3rd time in the Dirty Dozen.
Is it? The 3rd time?
I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
You get the fail. Thank you very much for your thoughts.
So, and that's a good lesson. Persistence pays off. Because a lot of people, you know, they'll either get upset or, you know, I actually that happens quite often when someone makes a Dirty Dozen and doesn't get it. You know, you get that hard feeling. But yeah, man, just the right attitude, keep your hat in the ring, and just know that eventually it's going to pay off.
And like you said, Christian, it's like just apply again.
Yeah.
So I did.
Just apply again. Yeah. I mean, and I know one of the guys this year that I was actually chosen as an alternate. I'm not going to mention who it was, but I know you said he was pretty disappointed, and understandably so. Totally get it, but it's like, dude, it just wasn't in the cards. I mean, there was a guy a few years ago, I think, that applied 7 times before he got picked.
Yep.
And it just it's a moving target. Every year we are looking for something different. We are looking for a different combination of vehicles, and it just so happened all the holes in the Swiss cheese line, so to speak. And
here you are.
You got it. You got it. So there you go. Well, we're super excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here. And good luck this week. All right.
See you on the trail tomorrow.
Cool. Thanks, guys. All right. We're going to wrap this thing up. And with that, we're going to, we got a couple more interviews left to go. So, and we wrap this up. Yeah. So, all right. Good night, everybody.